before the break, we were telling you about the new push by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee to get answers about Trump's reflecting pool renovations. On that note, I want to bring in ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia. Congressman, I got a lot of questions. Which questions do you have?
A lot of questions. I mean, look, it is just crazy that Donald Trump has been obsessed with this reflecting pool, giving contracts to his donor friends, having no bids to fix this reflecting pool. Yet he's not going to focus, of course, on the things that Americans actually care about, which is affordability, groceries, the price of rent, the cost for child care. And the president continues to lie, not just about the reflecting pool, but about the destruction of all of our monuments across D.C. And so we are launching an investigation. We've sent out information to the two companies that are involved with the reflecting pool. We may not get answers from the White House, but we expect both of these companies to provide us answers as to what is going on, what do they promise the White House, what did the White House ask them to do, and why this has been a complete failure. You've seen what's happened. People are interested. It's time they answer questions.
I want just to remind everyone what the president has said about the strength of these renovations. This was back in May. Take a listen.
This will last for at least 50 years, and you'll never have a leak. It's very strong. You couldn't, if you had a knife, I don't want to give anybody ideas. If you had a knife, you can't even cut it. So strong, so powerful. It's like powerful rubber. It is beautiful, sealed. And I looked at just one of the little pieces that they did to finish. It's like a piece of glass. Beautiful color, beautiful everything. You could never get anything like that.
Okay, so keep that in mind, the fact that knives and slashes are top of mind along with Herbert Hoover for the president, and then put it side by side, Congressman, with this reporting from the New York Times. They obtained government documents, and what happened at the pool seems to be unclear. While a June 9th report by the U.S. Park Police described the cuts as razor blade slashes made along a 20-foot-long stretch of the foam, the administration has yet to present evidence supporting that assertion. How can it be that he's made this big, beautiful, reflecting pool that's going to be so strong we're not going to have to come back to it for 20 years, and then supposedly someone with a knife can just slash right through it?
I hope the American public have realized that Donald Trump is essentially the biggest liar in the history of American politics. I mean, the lies, the gaslighting, the way he just looks at the American people straight in the face and continues to lie and lie. It's become comical. And I think what's bizarre about this situation is the president was so obsessed about the way he wanted the pool to look. He's been so obsessed about renovating D.C. in the way he wants to see it. And then when it doesn't go his way, he will lie and lie and lie and not give the American public the actual truth. The reality is that what's happening right now at the pool is a complete disaster. There's algae everywhere. We know the paint has obviously come up to the top of the pool. Wildlife have been put in danger. It's now being closed to the public. The National Guard are arresting civilians that are trying to look and visit the pool. It is one of the biggest disasters that's happening right now in the district, and all thanks to President Trump. And it's not just the pool. You think about the pool. You think about the ballroom. You think about the arch that Trump wants to build to probably celebrate himself. These are basically the ideas of a man that wants to control the district, that wants to be the king, that views himself as an authoritarian, and wants essentially all of these memorials, whether it's the Kennedy Center or the ballroom, he wants them to be tributes to himself. And so enough. We're going to investigate any company that is choosing to work with the administration and is going to be part of destroying these monuments. That's why we sent these two letters out, and these two companies are on notice. They better respond.
I've only got about 30 seconds left, but we did get the transcripts of both the Gates interview vis-a-vis Epstein and Goff's interview. Give me your top line from either of those conversations.
Well, with Ms. Groff, it's clear that she admits to connecting Epstein with President Trump multiple times. She said she would connect them often throughout a given year. And so this idea that they weren't friendly or they didn't communicate is a lie. They obviously had a strong relationship. As it relates to Mr. Gates, look, I don't. Mr. Gates may have not known what he was doing according to himself. What he did know is that Jeffrey Epstein was a sex offender and convicted of a crime, and continued and chose to continue to hang around with him and try to gain wealth for his foundation. That is wrong. and everyone should be disgusted by it, regardless of what Mr. Gates has said.
Congressman Robert Garcia, should you get any answers to that letter, please come back and let us know. Thank you so much for being with us.